Welcome, everyone, back to the Speaking Nerd podcast, the place to talk about all things comics, movies, TV, video games, and just everything that comes to our mind, basically. So, um, so we're doing another follow up this weekend.
Mhm.
By the time these get uploaded, it's probably going to be way later than I want it to, but whatever. We're doing a bunch of follow ups. So we did
What happens,
follow
happens, you know?
whatever happens, happens. Um, so we did a follow up to CinemaCon. We finished the rest of that. We did a follow up to what was the last Switch. We did a Switch follow up, and now
Yes.
we're following up our Pixar episode, talking about the rest of the catalog that we didn't get to last time because things didn't quite work out the way we wanted to. So
Went off the rails.
right. So we're back. We're here. We're gonna get this done, and then we'll I'll actually make a separate video because I want to talk about some updates and stuff that I have in mind for the podcast, and I'll let these guys know what I have in mind afterwards. But anyway, so I'm we're doing the rest of the Pixar catalog. I think last time we left off around either Brave or Monsters University is my
Yeah,
guess.
I feel like it was Monsters University.
Monsters University, which if you guys for whatever reason have not checked out the first Pixar video, be sure to do so to go check it
Yeah,
out
like,
and to
why are you why are you watching this if you haven't seen the other one?
yeah, you no kidding.
Really
Um
good.
so either for we could either move on to Inside Out or we can just quickly recap Monster University. What do you want to do?
What are you feeling?
I can't remember what all we said about Monsters University. Um so I guess we'll do a quick recap of that if we haven't
Mm,
stated our thoughts already. But
yeah.
I actually like the movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's a lot of fun.
yeah,
It's,
it's okay.
it's obviously not as good as the original
Yeah,
Monsters, like, you just can't.
yeah,
But
no,
it's still a really solid movie.
yeah, yeah. It's really interesting the kind of shift in in placement. It's interesting seeing how they kind of grew up and seeing where they went to school and whatnot, and the kind of
It's
stuff that
just
you know,
structurally, it is such a different movie.
right.
So it's interesting how they went about that.
Yeah, I think it's a fun time. It's worth watching. It's probably, in my opinion, like right around this era, like one of the last
Solid
good,
movies.
solid. Yeah, there's some good ones that came out afterwards, but I feel like as this conversation is going to continue on, it's like there's going to be a decline in quality
Especially with
for us,
the Pixar franchise movies.
right?
Like, really, the only good ones after this are, like, just, like, solo movies, if that makes
Yeah,
any sense.
right. But yeah, so I recommend watching it. It's fine. Like it's a good time, and it doesn't hold a candle to the original, obviously, but it does some things that make it its
It's
own
some
and
good
make it good. So
fun, good clean fun.
yeah, all right. So let's move on to Inside Out. Have you seen Inside Out?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. Um, I watched this in high school a very
Oh,
long
really?
time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in class. This was right around we did an event every year for we were raising money for a cancer fund or for cancer charities and whatnot. And the whole thing was you had to ride on these uh workout bikes. So the one like it doesn't move at all. You're just pedaling, pedaling, and pedaling, and you're doing it for 3 days straight. So you'd have
Mm.
teams, you get teams together, you raise money, and you guys like they'd switch off every so often. I'm sure some of my friends who are watching this know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was a fun time. I did it my whole time I was in high school, all 3, 4 years or so. It was great. But so I was in class one day and I forget what subject it was. It might have been English or whatever. And they like most of the kids didn't show up because they were too busy sleeping in the school and whatnot. They were up all night and whatnot, and the teacher was like, "Fuck it, we'll just put in Inside Out, just something."
Go to teacher move.
Right. And it's all right. It's an okay
Yeah,
movie.
I think it's a nice movie. It's beyond like the sadder parts of the movie with is his name Bing Bong or something?
Beyond,
Is that his name?
I have no idea.
The imaginary friend.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I think that's probably like the standout moment of the movie. Uh, which I think most people would agree. Um, Besides that, it's just a nice movie.
Yeah.
It's not it's not something I rewatch a lot.
No, it's no, it was fine for the one time that I watched it, and then yeah, it's not a movie that like I'm itching to see again or whatever. Like even though
It's
now
not
there's a sequel, but
Yeah, it's
um
not too watchable for me. I maybe this is a hot take. I don't really get why they made a second movie. I don't know if this is a hot take.
that's a question for a lot of these movies that we're going to talk about here later on in the video, but yeah, Inside Out is like it's okay. Like it's
Movies in general,
this is
I'm
this
really
is
okay.
probably one of the last movies that are like actually, decent all the way through, cuz the next like few years of Pixar movies were
It's rough.
just rough.
It's
Yeah.
rough.
Um so but yeah, Inside Out is fine. So,
Yeah.
not really much else to say. I for some reason, like, to me it's not a very memorable
Oh
movie.
yeah. It's it's consistently good, but it's
Right.
not like incredibly remarkable, if that
Right.
makes any sense.
Speaking about a movie that isn't memorable in any way, The Good Dinosaur came out next. Oh my
I
god. So,
think I watched it once, like a day that I barely remembered. Uh, it's
yeah,
not that like I hate it, but it's not. Yeah, it's not memorable. I guess
no.
we're in the not memorable age
Yeah,
of Pixar.
this these next few years are like the non-memorable stuff, and then we get to like 2018, 2019, which was really rough, I'd say. But
Yeah,
But The Good Dinosaur, I've seen it at least a few times as of recently, not because I chose to, but because I have nephews who are really young and love Pixar movies. So all the Pixar movies that I haven't watched up until this point, I've watched now because of my nephews, and my nephews like it. Like they play it on. He's 2 years old, so he's playing it on repeat
you
and whatnot. So
does it help to enjoy it more, like watching it through their eyes, kind of thing?
yeah, yeah, and I mean, I can tolerate it. I tolerate it when he's in the room, but it's something that I would never go out of my way to watch. So, um,
Or
but yeah, you're right. It's not memorable. There's nothing about it that I can be like,
it's just
oh
kind
yeah,
of
like
again, it's like a case of a nice movie, but it's not like memorable. It's not
right,
memorable. There's not really any other ways to say it.
yeah,
Um, it doesn't have much of a spice to it.
right, for sure. Yeah, I like even now, it's just like
It's
there's a dinosaur and a kid. That's all I really remember about it. I don't remember anything
it's
about the plot or what they
honestly
were trying to accomplish. So
it's more of a generic Disney movie, which can be said of some of the uh, Pixar movies around this time.
right, right, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Finding Dory.
Anyway, Finding Dory. Um, it's fine. I I personally don't really care for it.
Yeah. I especially don't care for it, and I'm gonna explain why, because I have a little bit of history with this one. So this was another one that I watched in high school. I was in art class, and we had challenged kids in the room, and
Mhm.
they put movies on for them mostly, and it was mostly, it was just mostly kids movies or whatever. And Finding Dory was one they played a lot. So
Oh, yeah.
I I've seen that movie, like, at least in that class 5 times, and, I was I was telling my mom about it, and it's just like I was like, "Man, I really do not like Ellen DeGeneres anymore." And she's like, "Is it because of Finding Dory?" And I'm like, "Yes." And,
I think I just
and
don't like her because she's an annoying person.
she is annoying, yeah.
Uh, like, she got that whole, like, I'm of a different, like, generation, and I'm kind of condescending.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
I don't remember which YouTuber this was, but it was a YouTuber that was going through, like, one of her shows and was just criticizing how mean she was to the people on her shows.
yeah. Yeah, it's just her show is just unwatchable. Like,
Yeah,
I don't understand how that lasted as long as it did.
he's, like, the most uncharismatic person I've ever seen.
Hey, so yeah, we got a guest on. We're gonna play some games, whatever the hell my producers want me to do. So
And we're gonna make a bunch of condescending jokes about young people,
yes,
guaranteed,
yeah.
for some reason.
So I was telling my mom about the movie, and she had seen it because we had a like my cousin who was pretty young at the time. Like she took her to the theater to see it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, Finding Dory, whatever." And I was telling her, it's just like, "This movie's fucking garbage." Like, I got to the point where I was sick of even hearing the name. And for that Christmas, I got a DVD as a present. And you want to guess what DVD they got me as a joke?
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah, they got me Finding Dory, which I still
I
have on my shelf there, full of my other like
it feels
DVDs.
like a meme. It feels like a meme of the original movie by how much it doesn't, like, get what worked.
Yeah, yeah, it's a shameful imitation, I would say.
Yeah, it doesn't have the sauce,
No,
as
it
the
doesn't.
kids.
Like, I shit you not, maybe I remember like, if I think about it now, I could probably think of, like, the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie. Everything else I've completely blocked out. I don't remember
Yeah,
anything that happens in it.
I can't think of a single scene from that movie.
No.
I don't remember what the plot is, genuinely.
No, I don't. Something with finding her parents or some shit, who cares?
Agreed.
Yeah. Um, just watch the first movie. You don't really need to bother with this one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's the definition of unnecessary sequel, like I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. Speaking of unnecessary sequels, Cars 3.
I I cannot tell you how little I care about this movie.
Um, I haven't seen this one. I know
Yeah,
I said
I
I watched a bunch of them earlier, but this was one of the ones that I haven't
oh,
watched, and also I don't really feel like watching them. So,
I think the amount of clip I think the amount of the movie that I have seen is, like, about the same as, like, a trailer.
yeah, most of what I remember about this movie is the trailer, like that teaser trailer where it was all like serious and stuff,
Like, gritty.
gritty and serious, and like it's just like, what are you doing? What is this?
Yeah. It's just like, "Oh, look, it's cars, but serious and cool." they were like trying like desperately hard to get people to care about this franchise again. And honestly, um, I'm gonna be so real. Cars was never my bag
It
with
was not mine
Pixar.
either. No, it was not mine either.
They're fine. They're not great. Um, I'll literally take any other Pixar franchise over Cars because, like, this ironically, you have very little mileage story-wise with the franchise Cars,
Mhm.
like, so little.
Yeah, it's just like what story can we possibly so we're just gonna drive and make
I
things
gotta
better. It's
drive
like
fast. I gotta drive fast. I'd rather watch Speed Racer because it has sauce.
I would take like Brave and Inside Out and like Turning Red over Cars any day.
I
Yeah, I don't get Cars as a franchise. Like I don't find the appeal. So
it's not interesting to me. It's not a franchise that I revisit, like, ever.
no. I've seen the first movie and that's it. That's all I really need. And even then I don't really need it. So give me more Ratatouille and Wally, please.
I agree.
All right.
Give me give me the thoughtful movies.
All right, let's talk about Coco for a second.
I
Have
like
you
it.
you like it? Yeah. I've seen most of it. I've not finished it, but for what I have seen, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's not something I think about a lot, but it's
No.
good. It's at least better than Cars 3.
I like the idea of Coco. Like the idea
Yeah,
is what appeals me the most.
I, yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah. It's that's our 5 minute 5-second review. It's good. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. It's probably one that I gotta watch here, like, fully here soon. Maybe I'll bring
Yeah,
my nephew over and check it out, but
maybe we can do a commentary for that one, I guess.
maybe. Um, Speaking of a movie that we'll never do a commentary on, the next 2 we'll probably never do commentaries on. So next is Incredibles 2.
It is it's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
It's not a very good thing, though, I would say.
Yeah, it's like it's basically just the first movie again, um, but not as good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first movie again, except the roles are reversed. So now it's more so a Elastigirl story than it is a Mr. Incredible story, and all the
Yeah.
sauce that the first movie had is just kind of gone or soured.
Plus, for some reason, they added in uh those like extra superheroes who are not interesting at all.
None of them, not a single soul in like of those superheroes or the bad guy is like it's an interesting idea, but it's not really like thought out
Fleshed
that
out.
well. Yeah, it's rushed and just half baked. So, um,
Yeah.
it's just not funny. Like, it's not funny. Like, everything that you loved about the first movie is just not here. And
It
it's
sh-
just,
it doesn't feel like it was thought out.
no.
Um, and it's rehashing, all of the themes of the first movie, but in a less interesting way.
Right.
Plus we uh we all know who should have been the villain of the movie, and the Incredibles video game will tell you that.
I thought you were gonna be like Saul Goodman, but just play the music. Um, yeah, don't watch this movie. Just watch the first one like 7 times over and,
The first
you'll
one
have
was
a
just too.
it's too good. It's like it's just a great movie. All right. Toy Story 4. So
I don't
so
I don't
unnecessary.
care. Do you have thoughts about this movie?
I Most of what I know about this movie is the ending, and because right around that time the Child's Play remake came out, the reboot, and it was just Chucky killing all those toys, and then somebody online made an edit of the toys killing Chucky. So that is mostly what I know of this movie, but even when it was announced, I was like, "Nope, nope, not doing it. Nope." It's just sad because the 3rd movie is, like, the
Perfect.
perfect bookend of
Yeah.
everything, and the fact that they made another one and are going to make another one after that, like, it's just
It makes me so mad that they're making another one.
it's baffling to me. Like, I just especially because, like, all everybody's coming back together. We got Woody, we got Buzz, and, it's just why? Stop it.
Why?
Why?
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop. That's gonna be our motto for our podcast. Stop it. Get some help.
Just start cutting that into, like, every moment of our
Yeah.
videos.
Every time Alter opens his mouth, stop it. Get some help. Yeah, I got nothing else to say here. Like it's just an unnecessary movie. You don't need to watch it. Just watch the original trilogy and then leave it at that.
Completely disinterested.
Um all right. So Onward. Oh,
It definitely
this is the one with Tom Holland and Chris Pratt
it's the MCU movie.
in the MCU,
Um,
yeah.
you know, that's all I got.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's a movie.
It definitely happened.
Yeah, I've watched maybe a piece of it because my nephew had it on, and it didn't really pique my interest at all. Like there was nothing about it that really made me want to go and watch the rest of it. So
So, like, Chris Pratt and Tom Holland are not voice actors, so
no, no, it's Tom Holland doing his Tom Holland thing and Chris Pratt doing his Chris Pratt thing. And that's the movie. Here you go, kids. Put that on your put that on your shelf, or
the
sorry,
only
in your streaming service. So
yeah, the only animated movie I will accept Chris Pratt in is the Lego Movie.
yeah,
And that's because the main character is literally supposed to be bland.
yeah, fair enough. Um, all right. Anyway, let's move on to Soul. What do you think about
I love
Soul?
Soul. I think Soul's great.
I've not
Uh,
seen Soul, but I've heard you speak high praises of it, so I really should get around to watching it. And I should have before before we started this video, but you know what? Things happen. But why don't you tell them
I think it
like
would be great with
why
commentary.
you love it?
It's just a beautiful movie. Uh, it's like the most classic Pixar movie in that has so much to say about the human experience. Um, it's really funny, but it's also like extremely traumatic. Um, and plus they got Jamie Foxx, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. Plus it's about jazz, so that makes me even more happy. Um, it's yeah, I think It is one of the best Pixar movies, period. Um, it's definitely the best one since whatever was before Monsters University.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's just it will make you cry. Guaranteed. Yeah, it's a really beautiful movie.
I'll have to check it out tonight when I get home from work. Like,
Yeah,
just pop the movie on.
I think it's one of the only modern Pixar movies that I think is like really worth it.
Right. Maybe the only, but we'll get to that later. Um, so after that is Luca, which I've not
It's cool.
seen all the way. I've seen a little bit of it, and it was fine.
Yeah, I
I don't
think
know.
it has some interesting stuff to say. Um, it uh, yeah, I think it's an interesting movie.
Mm,
It's definitely more interesting than like Finding Dory or Cars 3.
you're turning red, which we'll talk about next. But yeah, I just like the stuff that I saw that I seen. It was funny. Um,
Yeah,
it didn't like it didn't blow me like didn't like slap my knee or whatever like
slap
laughing,
your
but
knee, didn't
knee
violate
slap
you.
knee slapper.
This movie didn't violate me. I'm so angry.
um, yeah, it's just kind of it's there, it's something to check out eventually.
Yeah,
So, um, oh man, turning red. I've not seen this at all.
I actually think it's worth a watch. I know there's all the memes and all that. Uh, I think it's a good movie, especially for this specific age group that it's like speaking to. I think it's yeah, I think it's a worthwhile movie.
Yeah, this was catering
Um,
to like the preteen like kind
yeah,
of is what yeah.
and it's a movie. I mean, it's a topic that should be talked about, which I think is good. And it treats it in a mature but fun way.
Mhm.
Um, and I think the vehicle they used for that was interesting. Plus, it ended in a big, gigantic monster fight. So it's a winner in my book.
It's crazy to me thinking back to when this movie came out and everybody was talking about it. Like, not in a positive light though. Like they
It
were
was
really dogging
everywhere.
on this. Yeah. They
I
were
I think it's I don't mean to be that guy, but I feel like a lot of the hate was motivated in a bad way.
yeah,
Um, I'm not gonna say what I mean by that, but I think we know.
mhm, for sure. Um so yeah, maybe give it a watch. I might. We'll see.
Yeah, I think these couple movies are definitely are more worth watching than like the stretch of like Finding Dory and Cars 3 and
Toy Story 4 and Incredibles 2 and whatnot. Yeah.
Good Dinosaur, because at least they're trying.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying something else, which I think is more admirable than like just another franchise movie.
Oh man. So now we're moving on to a franchise movie that doesn't try anything at all. Do you want to take a guess of what I'm talking about?
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Scared? You should
You,
be.
you you can take the wheel. You can take the wheel
Lightyear.
on this.
Lightyear.
Ah, I actually I did watch this in theaters, believe it or not.
Really?
I watched it with someone else, so, like, it wasn't, you know.
Did they pay for the tickets? I hope they
Yeah,
did.
they paid for the tickets.
Okay. I was like, you're not spending your own money on this. That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
I still think it's funny they got Chris Evans for this joint.
Yeah. Um,
So odd.
I've seen it once. I didn't see it in a theater. I'm not that idiotic. No, I'm kidding. But um, I was over at a it was a party somewhere and they had kids there and like I was going
Man
out
man, you're
back.
going to all the kids' Pixar parties.
I was just going back and forth like from outside and inside, and I look at the TV and they'd still be watching Lightyear, and like I guessed the whole movie from the beginning, and like there were even the parts that I was gone for, like I came back and I'm like, okay, I can understand what's going on here. So it's so unnecessary. Like I get it, I get what they're trying to do with it, but it didn't really need to exist.
Yeah, it didn't. Honestly, I would have been more interested if it wasn't so, you know, tied to Toy Story, if
Yeah,
that makes any sense. If they just went for, like, a '60s sci-fi movie, that sounds fun, but they don't really experiment with the style at all. It's kind of by the numbers, and I like, there's a certain, story vehicle that they do in it that I think is interesting, but then, like, the punctuation point on that is so stupid. Um, so it's just like, yeah, it's just kind of it's there.
it's there. Yeah, like it
Also, like,
like
the thing that people were complaining about that with that movie is literally the least stupid thing in the
right.
movie. I thought that bit was really goofy. When it's just like it's a mediocre movie. Like we should be talking about that more.
Yeah, people's obsession with like just picking the one thing out of a movie or a TV show or whatever and just hanging on to it.
Yeah.
In actuality, it should be like, hey, the show could be, the show might be good, it might be bad, it might be like mediocre, like you said. Like that's what we should be talking about, not just this
Quality is
one thing.
quality is not determined by if there's, uh, you know, a queer relationship in the movie or if there's black people or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, Quality is determined if it's quality.
And this is not quality. I'm
Yeah,
just throwing it out there. um,
and that character is barely in the movie anyways, so
yeah.
it's more determined by the fact it's just not an interesting story.
No, it's not. It really isn't. Like people are so just hung up on nothing. Like it amazes me the kind of things you find on social media and whatnot, and it's just nothing.
It's just like, "You're not literate, okay."
Yeah, it's like if you and me talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, that one scene was kind of weird. Moving on, like, like, that's it. Yeah, but yeah, just I would have rather this be its own property. Like they do something
Yeah,
else with like
just,
they
like,
could still do like
do a
space adventures or whatnot, but
do a weird '60s style sci-fi movie, like in the way that the original Incredibles was, like, pastiche, you know?
give give me Pixar Space Ghost. That's what I
Yes,
want.
that sounds peak.
Yeah. They should really do something with Space Ghost, like, here in the future, like a movie or
Now,
whatever.
only
Now.
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 Especially
Um,
since the, actor Space Ghost passed.
right. Yeah, absolutely. Um, did you watch Elemental?
I did actually.
You did. What'd you think?
I I thought it was surprisingly good,
Okay.
weirdly. I wasn't really expecting anything from it. I don't think it's like revolutionary or anything.
No.
But I thought it was a good quality movie.
It's decent, it's decent, yeah.
I mean, that was, more than you could expect at that time.
This was one of the movies that I was considering going to see in theaters when it came out, but and I like, the premise was what drew me in,
Yeah,
but I I don't know, there was something about, like, the narrative which I didn't really find, like, appealing at the time, or
yeah.
that made me wanna spend, like, however much on a ticket to go see it, but
If you have a free night, you can put it on. I just watched it on Disney Plus.
right.
I think it's a nice movie.
Yeah. I've seen a few clips, like, float around through, like, TikToks and YouTube Shorts and whatnot. People are still making those shorts or whatever, and, yeah, like, it wasn't bad, it just
Nothing like
wasn't, like, memorable.
a
Yeah.
nothing like watching a movie through TikTok segments.
Yeah, no. That's the best, right? When you can find a whole playlist of a movie and then just, like, just watch the whole thing through there.
What are you doing?
I've done that with a few movies where they'll have the playlist of, like, "Here's this movie," and you're watching, it's just like, "Holy shit. This is a weird way to go through it," but yeah, I finally saw such and such movie that, I didn't see, like, 2 years ago, but,
This turns out is how Marvel watched Batman versus Superman. The best way to watch them.
you know what? If I was gonna do a rewatch now, I would do it through TikTok. Hell yeah, I would, or Twitter. Just have the full movie up on Twitter or
Yeah.
something.
Well, Twitter is
Um,
easier because if you're verified, you can do like that long.
right. Yeah. Thing is that I'm not paying for, premium, so
Mm.
screw that.
If you do, you're a loser, like
You are
objectively.
Yeah, you get that blue check mark and you're just a loser. You didn't earn it.
Yeah, you are a certified goofball.
Was it like $8 a month or something like that for
Or it might be
more?
more. I'm not sure.
It's crazy.
I don't invest any time in those weirdos.
Yeah. Alright, so there's one more movie that came out that actually was released, and that's Inside Out 2. Do not care.
I didn't watch it.
No. Yeah, I don't understand why we need a sequel to Inside Out, but, whatever. It's just I guess
It
it's
is.
there.
They there was a Pixar show that just
Right.
came out. Was it like a soccer team?
No idea.
It's either like a soccer team or a basketball team or something.
Right.
I haven't watched it. I just heard a little bit about it.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody, that is all the movies that have been released so far. And this period of time, I would say, like, has mostly been disappointing.
Yeah.
And it's so sad, especially when we talked about last time the renaissance of
Yeah. It
Pixar
was
that we had.
so you might want if you got this far without watching the first one, you might want to you, you know, watch the first one last so that
Yeah.
you're don't on a downer. What are we getting another um are we getting another Pixar movie besides Toy Story 5 or whatever?
Well, they do have some of the upcoming ones here. We have uh Elio, which I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Um
It looks kind of decent.
Hoppers, which is coming out in 2026. I don't
Yeah,
know nothing about it. Uh
did you say hoppers?
Hoppers. Yeah.
Why is it called hoppers?
No idea.
Like Google.
Um Toy Story 5, which is next year.
don't care.
Um, and then Coco 2, okay, and
Why does that need
Incredibles I don't know, and Incredibles 3, which why does it need a 3rd movie? We'll never figure it they just want money. That's the through line here. But yeah, yeah, this whole and, like, this whole era, like, it's just like I said, it's disappointing. There's a few, like, good nuggets in there, but most of it is just kind of like it's either meh or just bad.
Yeah, if you want good animation, DreamWorks is doing good stuff right now. Uh,
Shrek 5, baby, let's go!
and Bad Guys too.
And Bad Guys, yeah. I forgot they made Bad Guys.
Yeah, great movie.
Where's Puss in Boots
Uh,
3?
yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, guy. I think
Let's make it
Pu-
happen.
I think Puss in Boots is supposed to be in Shrek 5, hopefully, based on the ending of The Last Wish.
I wonder if he's gonna play a part in the movie or they're gonna save him for, like, the post-credit scene or whatever, or, like, the
I'm
ending where
curious.
it's just like Puss is like, "I need your help, Señor," and Shrek is like, "Okay." Like, Puss and
I
Shrek.
I would be curious if they had him like really involved in the movie.
Yeah. It'd be weird of them not to, right? Like,
Yeah, especially since they're like sailing at the end of the movie.
too
So
far,
like,
far away, yeah. Uh, so yeah, just watch DreamWorks, which is so weird to think about. Like, DreamWorks in the 2000s was like, it was the hip modern Pixar, or at least it was trying to be, and it was all dated and just garbage, and then now there's that switch around where DreamWorks is the best, like, it's DreamWorks is on top, and Pixar is
yeah,
just kinda like, "Eh."
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you know, Pixar is just Disney now.
Yeah,
It just they are indistinguishable in terms of quality and animation in some aspects.
right.
Because a lot of the animation just kind of looks like Disney, um, and that's sad. But other companies, other studios are picking up the slack.
We got DreamWorks, we have
Sony,
Sony. I was just about to say Sony. Warner Brothers, not
ish,
really. Kind
ish.
of. It's
We have catch up.
yeah. Well, yeah, when they're not canceling their own projects, yeah, that's that's it.
Now we have catch up to basically save any projects that get thrown out.
I'm still waiting for that Batgirl movie to get leaked onto the internet.
Yeah,
That's the dream right now, but
I really want to see that movie.
right,
I would really like to see that movie
I would too.
because
Um,
that costume looked really nice.
yes. Yeah, like the costume, Firefly,
Plus
um,
the like action directing that those directors have done with like Bad Boys, I
yes.
think look really cool.
Yeah. Michael fucking Keaton as Batman. How can you go wrong with Michael Keaton, right?
Especially when it's not directed by uh one Andy.
Yeah. That's a commentary for another time,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, as far as that, you know, that's it for this era of Pixar. Like like besides the movies, there were some TV shows and whatnot that came out, and it's not really important for me to talk about, but
The
um,
question is, are we cooked?
the answer's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say yes, that we're cooked. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Uh, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna talk to the guys because I have some ideas of where to take this podcast, and we'll make a separate video talking about it. Is there anything that you're working on that you'd want to share to everybody?
Well, I got 3 Star Wars videos in the works for to celebrate May the 4th be with you, as well as I have a video in the works for the end of May slash beginning of June to celebrate the Switch 2 release.
Mhm.
And there will be a Doom video in our future. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff in the works.
Nice. I wish I
And
could say the
also,
same.
and
Yeah,
like, if you haven't seen this After Midnight video, it's still going up, still going up.
it's so good. Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll be back with the podcast in time.
Mm.
We'll get some stuff going.
We're
Um,
making moves. We're making moves.
making moves. But yeah, have a great night, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching, and of course, don't forget to take care of yourselves. See you, everybody.
See ya.